The fluorescent lights hum above courtroom 7, be like a swarm of dying insects. Carlton Reynolds sits at the defense table, hands folded, spine straight. 23 years in corrections taught him how to hold his body when the world is watching. His gray suit is pressed. His jaw is set. But his eyes, those tell a different story. They flicker once toward the gallery, searching for something that isn't there. The jury foreman stands. Paper trembles in her hands. On the charge of conspiracy to commit murder in the first degree, we find the defendant guilty. The word lands like a fist. The room erupts. Reporters surge forward. A woman in the back row gasps. Photographers angle for the shot. The moment a prison warden becomes an inmate. But Carlton doesn't flinch. He's already gone somewhere else. Somewhere behind his eyes where the noise can't reach. The judge's voice cuts through the chaos. Order. I will have order. Silence falls like a blade. Carlton Reynolds, you have been found guilty of orchestrating the death of a protected witness while in your custody. The irony is not lost on this court, that the man tasked with safeguarding lives chose to end one. This betrayal of public trust, this corruption of your oath, leaves me no choice. The judge pauses. The air thickens. I hereby sentence you to death by lethal injection. The gavel strikes. Carlton closes his eyes. Not in fear. Not in regret. But as if he's trying to memorize something. A sound. A feeling. The weight of his own breath. Outside, beyond the courtroom glass, a shadow shifts. Odin waits. The German shepherd sits perfectly still, as if carved from stone. His ears are pinned back, not in submission but in focus. Every muscle coiled. Every sense locked on the wooden doors 20 feet away. He can't see through them. But he doesn't need to. He knows what's happening inside. He's been trained to know. For 8 years, Odin has walked beside Carlton Reynolds through cell blocks and guard towers, through riots and lockdowns, through moments when the line between order and chaos was as thin as a breath. He's felt Carlton's heartbeat through his palm during standoffs, heard the shift in his voice when danger was near, learned to read the man the way other dogs read the wind. And right now, every instinct in Odin's body is screaming. A bailiff steps out, face grim. He spots the dog and freezes. Jesus. Who let him in here? A deputy shrugs. He was outside when they brought Reynolds, Indiana. Followed the van. No one had the heart to move him. The bailiff shakes his head. Well, he can't stay. This is a courthouse, not a kennel. But as he approaches, Odin's eyes lock onto his. Not aggressive. Not pleading. Just present. Watching with an intensity that makes the bailiff's hand hesitate mid-reach. Easy boy, he murmurs. Your guy's not coming back. Odin's gaze doesn't waver. The bailiff steps back. Something about the dog's stillness unnerves him, like Odin understands every word and is choosing not to believe it. Inside, chains rattle. Footsteps approach the door. Odin's ears lift. The door opens. Carlton Reynolds emerges in handcuffs, flanked by 2 U.S. Marshals. His face is unreadable. Stoic. The face of a man who's walked dangerous men to their cells 1,000 times. But when his eyes land on Odin, something cracks. Just for a second. His jaw tightens. His breath catches. And for the first time since the verdict, emotion flickers across his features, raw, unguarded, human. Odin. The name comes out quiet. Almost a whisper. The dog rises. His tail gives one slow, deliberate wag. Not excitement. Recognition. You're here. I'm here. We're still us. A marshal clears his throat. Sir, we need to keep moving. Carlton nods, but his eyes stay on the dog. Who's taking him? Your sister's on her way. She won't be able to handle him. Carlton's voice is steady, factual. He's not a pet. He's a working dog. He needs purpose. The marshal shifts uncomfortably. That's not really our concern right now. Carlton kneels. The marshals tense, but don't stop him. He's still 20 feet from Odin, but the distance doesn't matter. The dog's eyes are locked on his. You've done good, boy, Carlton says softly. You've done everything right. Odin's tail wags again. Slower this time. Uncertain. Carlton stands. Turns away. And as the marshals guide him down the hall toward the prisoner transport, Odin takes a single step forward. Then another. Hey, someone grab that dog. But Odin doesn't run. Doesn't bark. He just follows at a steady, measured pace, 20 feet behind, as if this is what he's supposed to do. As if the rules haven't changed. The bailiff moves to intercept, but Carlton's voice stops him. Let him walk. The marshals exchange glances. One nods. And so they move together, Man in chains, dog in silence, through the courthouse halls. Past lawyers and clerks, and people who stop to stare. Past windows where sunlight slants through dust motes like prison bars. At the loading dock, the transport van waits. Steel doors. Reinforced windows. No way in. Carlton climbs inside. Turns one last time. Odin sits at the threshold. Watching. The doors close. The engine starts. And Odin doesn't move. 3 hours pass. The van is gone. The courthouse is emptied. The sun dips low, casting long shadows across the concrete loading zone. Odin hasn't moved. A security guard named Davis notices him during his rounds. He approaches slowly, hands visible, voice soft. He's worked with K9 units before. He knows the signs. Hey buddy, your guy's not coming back. Odin's ears twitch, but his gaze stays fixed on the spot where the van disappeared. Davis crouches, pulls a protein bar from his pocket, breaks off a piece. You hungry? No response. He sets the food down, steps back. Odin doesn't even glance at it. Davis sighs. Yeah, I figured. He pulls out his phone, dials. Hey, Animal Control. We've got a situation at the federal courthouse. But even as he speaks, something stops him. The way the dog sits. The discipline in his posture. The refusal to abandon his post. This isn't a lost dog. This is a soldier waiting for orders that will never come. Davis ends the call. Walks back inside. Returns with a bowl of water and a blanket. He sets them beside Odin, doesn't try to touch him. I'll check on you in an hour, he says quietly. As night falls, the city's sounds shift. Traffic thins. Streetlights flicker on. And in the yellow-orange glow of the loading dock, Odin remains. His eyes never close. His body never relaxes. Somewhere across the city, Carlton Reynolds sits in a holding cell, staring at the ceiling. He's been in cells before, but always on the other side of the bars. The irony burns. But what burns more is the image he can't shake, Odin, sitting at that threshold, watching him leave. He wonders if the dog is still there. He wonders if loyalty has a breaking point. He wonders if he deserves either answer. Rachel Reynolds arrives just after midnight. She's Carlton's younger sister, a veterinarian with kind eyes and a tired smile. She's been crying. The redness around her lids gives her away. But she holds herself together as she approaches the loading dock, duffel bag in hand. Odin's head lifts when he catches her scent. He knows her. Has been to her clinic twice, once for a split paw, once for a routine checkup. She gave him treats. Spoke softly. Didn't make him feel like a case file. Hey Odin, she whispers, kneeling a few feet away. I'm so sorry, boy. I'm so sorry. Odin's tail gives a single wag. But his body doesn't move toward her. She pulls out a leash. We need to go, okay? You can't stay here. Odin looks past her. Toward the road. Rachel's voice cracks. He's not coming back, Odin. Not tonight. Not for a long time. She reaches out slowly, clips the leash to his collar. Odin allows it, but the tension in his body is palpable. He's tolerating this, not accepting it. As she leads him toward her car, he stops twice. Turns back. Looks at the empty dock as if the van might reappear. I know, Rachel murmurs. I know. In the back seat, Odin curls up but doesn't sleep. His eyes stay open, reflecting the passing streetlights. Rachel watches him in the rearview mirror, her heart breaking with every mile. She's taking him to her home. Her safe, quiet home with soft beds and a fenced yard. A place where he can heal. But healing requires a wound that's ready to close. And Odin's isn't. Rachel's home smells like lavender and old books. It's a small craftsman bungalow on the edge of town. Ivy climbing the porch, wind chimes singing in the breeze. She's created a life here. Calm. Ordered. Separate from the chaos her brother chose. Odin steps inside and stops. His nose lifts, scanning. No familiar scents. No Carlton. No leather duty belt. No coffee brewed at 5 a.m. No faint trace of concrete and steel. Rachel sets down his bowls. Food. Water. Make yourself at home, buddy. But Odin doesn't move toward them. He walks through the living room, the kitfay, the hallway, methodically checking every corner. Every door. As if Carlton might be hiding. As if this is a test. In the guest room, he finds a duffel bag. Carlton's duffel bag. Rachel brought it from his apartment. Clothes, documents, a few personal items she thought Odin might find comforting. She unzips it, pulls out a worn gray sweatshirt. Here, she says softly, laying it on the dog bed she set up. This is his. You can. Odin is already there. He circles the sweatshirt twice, then lies down directly on top of it. His nose burrows into the fabric. His body curls tight. And for the first time since the courthouse, his eyes close. Rachel's throat tightens. "Good boy," she whispers. She backs out quietly, leaves the door cracked. In the kitfay, she pours wine she won't drink and stares at her phone. She should call someone. The prison. A lawyer. A friend. But all she can think about is the look on Carlton's face when the sentence was read. Her brother, the man who raised her after their parents died. The man who chose law enforcement because he believed in second chances. The man who somehow, impossibly, ended up on death row. She doesn't believe he did it, but the jury did. And now all she has left of him is a dog who won't eat and a list of legal contacts she can't afford. In the guest room, Odin's eyes open. He stares at the door, waiting. 5 days pass. Odin eats only when Rachel hand feeds him. Even then barely. He drinks water. Accepts bathroom breaks in the yard. But his eyes, those sharp, intelligent eyes, remain distant. Elsewhere, Rachel tries everything. Long walks. Playtime. Gentle commands. But Odin moves through it all like a ghost. Present but not engaged. Obedient but not trusting. On the 6th morning, she finds him at the front door. He's sitting at perfect attention, facing the street. He's been there all night. The hardwood beneath him is warm from his body heat. "Odin, come on. You need to rest." He doesn't turn. Rachel kneels beside him, runs a hand down his back. His muscles are tense. Coiled. "He's not coming, baby. I wish he was. But he's not." For the first time, Odin looks at her. And the pain in his eyes is so human, so raw, that Rachel has to look away. That afternoon, she makes a call. "Mountain View Detention Center. How may I direct your call?" "Hi, yes. My name is Rachel Reynolds. My brother Carlton is being held there. I was wondering if there's any way he could have a phone call with me. And his dog." A pause. "Ma'am, inmates are allowed calls with approved family members. But we don't. I know it's unusual. But the dog is, he's struggling. And I think hearing Carlton's voice might help him understand." Another pause. Longer this time. "I'll pass your request to the warden. No promises. Thank you. That's all I ask." She hangs up. Looks at Odin. "I'm trying," she whispers. "I promise I'm trying." Odin's gaze drifts back to the door. 2 days later, Rachel's phone rings. "Ms. Reynolds? This is Warden Torres at Mountain View. I understand you made an unusual request." Rachel's heart hammers. "Yes. I've worked with Carlton for 6 years. He's a good man caught in an impossible situation. I don't know what happened, but I know his reputation, and I know what a K9 partner means." Relief floods through her. "So you'll allow it?" 10 minutes. Thursday afternoon. Supervised. "And Ms. Reynolds? This doesn't happen again. I'm breaking about 17 protocols as it is." "Thank you. Thank you so much." Thursday arrives like a held breath. Rachel sets her phone on speaker, volume high. Odin lies on Carlton's sweatshirt, eyes half closed. He's given up watching the door. He's stopped eating entirely. The phone rings. Carlton's voice comes through, distorted by the prison line. "Rachel? I'm here. And I have someone who needs to hear you." She holds the phone near Odin's head. "Odin," Carlton says, and his voice cracks on the name. "Hey boy. It's me." Odin's head lifts. His ears snap forward. His eyes go wide, searching for the source of the sound. He scrambles to his feet, nose pressed to the phone, tail wagging in frantic, confused arcs. "I'm okay," Carlton continues, and Rachel can hear him fighting for composure. "I'm okay, buddy. You did good. You did everything right. But I need you to listen to me now, okay? I need you to stay with Rachel. She's going to take care of you. She's safe. You're safe." Odin whines, a high, broken sound that cuts through the static. "I know," Carlton whispers. "I know, boy. But you have to let me go. You have to trust me on this one. Can you do that?" Odin paws at the phone. "Once. Twice. Good boy. You're such a good boy." The line beeps. 1 minute remaining. Carlton exhales shakily. "Rachel, take care of him. He's the best partner I ever had." "I will," she promises. "And Carlton, we're going to figure this out. I don't care what the jury said. I know you. I love you, kid. I love you too." The line goes dead. Odin stares at the phone for a full minute, waiting for the voice to return. When it doesn't, he circles once, twice, then lies back down on the sweatshirt. But this time, his body relaxes. Just a little. Rachel wipes her eyes. "That's it, buddy. one day at a time. For the first time in over a week, Odin eats a full meal. Weeks fold into each other. Odin begins to stabilize. He eats regularly, sleeps through the night, even plays occasionally, a half-hearted game of fetch, a brief chase after a squirrel. But he's not the same dog. The sharpness is gone. The drive. He goes through motions but doesn't inhabit them. It's like watching a soldier who's lost his mission. Rachel notices him at the window sometimes, staring out at nothing, waiting for something that won't come. One evening, her colleague Dr. Patel stops by with takeout. She's known about Carlton, offered quiet support without prying. "How's he doing?" Patel asks, nodding toward Odin. "Better, but not whole." Patel watches the dog. Working breeds need purpose. Without it, they fade. "Have you thought about retraining him? Therapy work, maybe? Search and rescue?" Rachel shakes her head. "He's bonded to Carlton. I don't think he'd transfer that loyalty." Loyalty doesn't have to transfer. It just has to expand. The words linger. That night, Rachel sits beside Odin on the living room floor. "What do you think, boy? Want to learn something new?" Odin's tail thumps once against the hardwood. It's not enthusiasm. But it's not refusal either. 3 months after the sentencing, a letter arrives. Rachel recognizes the handwriting immediately. She tears it open, hands shaking. "Rachel, I don't have much time to write, and there's so much I need to say. First, thank you. For taking Odin. For giving him a life when I couldn't. I think about him every day. Wonder if he stopped waiting for me. I need you to know something. The verdict was wrong. I didn't orchestrate Paulson's death. But I know who did. And that's why I'm here, because the person responsible made sure I'd take the fall. I'm not asking you to believe me. I know how it looks. But if something happens to me before my appeal, I need you to find Detective Claire Fay. She's with major crimes. She'll know what to do with the information I've left for her. Take care of him, Rachel. He deserves better than this. Better than me." Rachel reads it 3 times. Her hands are shaking. Not from sadness. From rage. Someone framed him. Someone with enough power to manipulate evidence, testimony, a jury. And Carlton, loyal, principled Carlton, took the fall because he was protecting someone. Or something. She grabs her laptop, searches for Detective Claire Fay, finds a work number, leaves a voicemail. "Detective Fay, my name is Rachel Reynolds. My brother Carlton is on death row at Mountain View. He told me to contact you. Please call me back. It's urgent." She hangs up, looks at Odin. "We're not done yet," she whispers. Odin's ears perk up. For the first time in months, something flickers in his eyes. Purpose. Claire Fay returns the call within an hour. "Ms. Reynolds, I've been waiting for someone to reach out." Rachel's breath catches. "You know about Carlton? I know he didn't kill Paulson. I also know proving it will be nearly impossible. The evidence against him was airtight. Too airtight. Someone went to great lengths to make sure your brother went down." "Who?" A pause. "That's what I've been trying to figure out for 6 months. But every lead I chase goes cold. Every witness recants. Every piece of evidence disappears. Whoever framed Carlton has serious reach. What do I do? Nothing. Stay out of it. These people are dangerous, Ms. Reynolds. They've already destroyed one life. They won't hesitate to destroy another. So we just let him die." Fay's voice softens. "I didn't say that. I said you stay out of it. I'm still working this. But I need time. And I need Carlton to stay alive long enough for me to find something that sticks. His appeal is in 4 months. Then I have 4 months." Rachel ends the call, heart pounding. She looks at Odin. He's watching her intently, as if he understands every word. "She's trying," Rachel tells him. "Someone's still fighting for him." Odin moves closer, rests his head on her knee. It's the first time he's initiated contact since the phone call. Rachel's hand settles on his head. "We're not giving up on him. You hear me? We're not giving up." Odin's tail wags. Slowly. But it wags. Rachel applies for a visitation pass. It takes 2 weeks to process. 2 weeks of paperwork, background checks, and bureaucratic red tape. But finally, on a cold Tuesday morning, she drives to Mountain View Detention Center with Odin in the back seat. The guard at the entrance frowns. No animals allowed inside. He's not an animal. He's a certified K9. And Warden Torres approved this visit. The guard radios in. A long pause. Then, proceed to visitor processing. Inside, the air smells like disinfectant and desperation. Rachel clips Odin's service vest onto him, a vest she ordered specifically for this. Officially, He's now registered as an emotional support animal in training. It's a stretch, but it gets them through the door. In the visitation room they wait. Metal chairs, plexiglass dividers, phones on either side. Rachel's stomach churns. Then the door on the other side opens. Carlton walks in. He's thinner, paler. His prison jumpsuit hangs loose on his frame. But when he sees Odin through the glass, his face transforms. He sits, picks up the phone. Rachel does the same, lifts Odin so his face is near the glass. Carlton presses his palm against it. Odin's nose touches the same spot on his side. His tail wags so hard his entire body shakes. He whines, paws at the glass, trying to reach the man on the other side. "Hey boy," Carlton whispers, voice breaking. "Look at you. You look good. Strong." Odin barks, sharp, insistent. Carlton laughs. It's a broken sound, but it's real. I know, buddy. I miss you too." Rachel wipes her eyes. He's doing better. Eating. Sleeping. But he still waits by the door sometimes. Carlton nods, doesn't look away from Odin. He always was stubborn. Like someone else I know. A beat of silence. Then Carlton finally looks at her. "Faye called me. Told me you reached out. You're innocent, Carlton. I know you are. It doesn't matter what you know. It matters what the evidence says." Then we find new evidence. "There is no new evidence, Rachel. Whoever did this buried it deep." Rachel leans forward. Then we dig. Carlton's jaw tightens. For a moment, she sees the warden again, the man who faced down riots and corruption with the same unflinching resolve. "You can't get involved in this. These people. I don't care. You're my brother. And that dog right there? He's been waiting for you for 3 months. He deserves to see you walk out of here. So do I." Carlton looks at Odin again. The dog is calmed, but his eyes haven't left Carlton's face. "Take care of him," Carlton says quietly. "Whatever happens to me, you take care of him. We're taking care of each other." The guard signals. Time's up. Carlton stands slowly, presses his palm to the glass one more time. "I love you both." Rachel lifts Odin higher. "Say goodbye, buddy." Odin whines. "Pause the glass." Carlton turns away before his composure breaks. As they walk out, Odin looks back 3 times, hoping the door will open again. It doesn't. That night, Rachel can't sleep. She sits at her kit-fay table, surrounded by files, news clippings, court transcripts. Everything she's gathered about Carlton's case. The pieces are there, she can feel it. But they don't fit. Odin lies at her feet, chin on her shoe. "What are we missing, boy?" Her phone buzzes. A text from an unknown number. "Meet me tomorrow. 10 a.m. Riverside Park. Come alone. Faye." Rachel's pulse quickens. She types back, "I'll be there." The next morning, she finds Detective Faye sitting on a bench overlooking the water. Mid-40s, sharp eyes, the kind of person who notices everything. Rachel sits. "Thanks for meeting me." Faye doesn't waste time. "I've been investigating Carlton's case off the books for months. I believe he was framed by someone inside the corrections system, someone who had access to surveillance, inmate movements, and enough influence to plant evidence." "Who?" "Deputy Warden Garrett Mills. He's been skimming money from prison accounts for years. Paulson found out, was going to testify. Mills needed him dead and Carlton blamed." Rachel's blood runs cold. "Do you have proof?" "Not enough. Mills is careful. But I'm close. I just need one more piece. Something concrete." "What can I do?" Faye hesitates. "There's a storage unit, registered under a shell company Mills uses. I think he keeps records there, ledgers, communications, maybe even surveillance footage that was lost during Carlton's trial. But I can't get a warrant without more cause. And if I tip him off, he'll destroy everything. So we need to get inside without a warrant. I can't ask you to do that. You're not asking. I'm offering." Faye studies her. "If you're caught, you'll be arrested. And it won't help Carlton. If I don't try, he dies." A long silence. Then Faye slides a folded paper across the bench. "That's the address. The lock is a basic pin tumbler. Someone with the right tools could open it in under a minute." Rachel takes the paper. "I don't know how to pick locks." "Then it's a good thing YouTube exists." Faye stands. "Ms. Reynolds, be careful. Mills is dangerous. If he realizes what you're doing." "I'll be careful." Faye walks away. Rachel looks down at Odin. "What do you think, boy? Ready to break the law?" Odin's tail wags. "Just once. But it's enough." Rachel spends 3 days learning to pick locks. She practices on her own doors. Her car. A padlock she bought from the hardware store. Her hands shake the first dozen times. But by the third day, she can do it in under 90 seconds. She chooses a Tuesday night. Low traffic. Most of the storage facility is empty. She parks 3 blocks away, walks in wearing dark clothes, a baseball cap pulled low. Odin stays in the car. This time, she can't risk bringing him. Unit 247 is in the back corner. Isolated. Minimal cameras. Rachel's heart hammers as she approaches. The lock is exactly as Faye described, simple, basic. She pulls out her tools, hands trembling. Breathe. Focus. You've done this 100 times. She inserts the tension wrench. The pick. Feels for the pins. 1, 2, 3. The lock clicks open. Rachel X. Reynolds pulls the door up. It's dark inside. She flips on her phone's flashlight. The unit is small. 10 by 10. But it's packed. Boxes. Filing cabinets. A laptop. Stacks of papers. This isn't just a storage space, it's an archive. Mills kept everything. Rachel starts photographing. Every document. Every label. She doesn't have time to read them now. She just needs evidence. 20 minutes in, she hears footsteps. Her blood freezes. She kills the light, crouches behind a filing cabinet. The footsteps pass. Keep going. She waits. 30 seconds. A minute. Then she's moving again. Faster now. Her phone heats up from the camera. She's taken over 300 photos when she hears it. A car engine. Close. Too close. She shoves her phone in her pocket, slips out, yanks the door down. The lock, she needs to relock it. Her hands are shaking too hard. The pick slips. Headlights sweep the corner. No. She gets the lock closed just as a black SUV rounds the corner. She presses herself against the unit, heart exploding. The SUV slows. Stops. The driver's window rolls down. Security guard. He's scanning the area. Rachel holds her breath. Then his radio crackles. Unit 12, we've got a disturbance at the front gate. The guard sighs, rolls up the window, drives off. Rachel doesn't move for a full minute. When she finally runs back to her car, Odin is standing in the back seat, ears alert. He sensed her fear. We're okay, she gasps, hands shaking on the wheel. We're okay. But as she drives away, she glances in the rearview mirror and sees the SUV pulling into the facility. Rachel doesn't sleep that night. She uploads every photo to an encrypted cloud drive, then texts Faye. I have it. All of it. Faye calls immediately. You got inside? Over 300 photos. Financial records. Emails. Surveillance logs. It's all there. Did anyone see you? I don't think so. But security showed up right as I was leaving. Faye curses softly. Okay. Send me everything. I'll start building the case. But Rachel, if Mills realizes that unit was accessed, he'll know someone's onto him. You need to be careful. I will. She ends the call. Looks at Odin. We did it, boy. For the next week, Rachel moves through her life in a fog of adrenaline and fear. She goes to work. Sees patients. Acts normal. But every car that slows near her house makes her pulse spike. Every unknown number makes her stomach drop. Faye works fast. Within 10 days, she's connected Mills to 3 shell companies, 2 offshore accounts, and a pattern of falsified surveillance logs that place Carlton at scenes he never visited. It's enough, Faye tells her over the phone. I'm taking this to the DA tomorrow. Rachel's knees nearly buckle with relief. What happens now? Now we wait. If the DA agrees to reopen the case, Carlton gets a new trial. If not, Faye trails off. Let's hope they agree. That night, Rachel cooks a real meal for the first time in weeks. Steak. Potatoes. She gives Odin a piece of steak, watches him eat with an appetite she hasn't seen in months. This might actually work, she whispers. Odin's tail wags. She's washing dishes when her phone rings. Unknown number. She answers. Hello. Silence. Then a voice. Low. Male. You should have stayed out of this. Her blood turns to ice. Who is this? Someone who's been watching. You and your brother's dog. Nice house you have. Shame if something happened to it. The line goes dead. Rachel drops the phone. Her hands won't stop shaking. Odin is at her side instantly, ears flat, body tense. He senses the threat even if he can't see it. She locks every door, every window, grabs a Kit-Faye knife, sits on the couch with Odin pressed against her legs. She doesn't sleep. She just watches the door and prays Faye moves fast. The next morning, Rachel calls Faye. Mills knows. He called me last night. Threatened me. Damn it. Faye's voice is tight with anger. Okay. Pack a bag. Take Odin. Go somewhere public, a hotel, a friend's place. Somewhere with cameras and people. I can't just leave my life. Your life won't matter if you're dead. Mills has already killed one person. He won't hesitate to kill 2 more. Rachel's throat goes dry. What about the DA? I'm meeting with her in an hour. But until we have Mills in custody, you're vulnerable. Please, Rachel. Don't take chances. Rachel agrees. Hangs up. Starts throwing clothes into a duffel bag. Odin watches her, body coiled tight. He knows something's wrong. His training kicks in, ears scanning for threats, muscles ready to move. She's zipping the bag when she hears it. A car door. Close. Too close. She freezes. Moves to the window, peers through the curtain. A black SUV sits in her driveway. The same one from the storage facility. Her heart stops. A man gets out. Tall. Mid-50s. Expensive suit. Garrett Mills. She recognizes him from the photos Faye showed her. He walks toward her front door like he owns the place. Rachel grabs her phone, dials 911. The doorbell rings. 911, what's your emergency? There's a man at my door. He threatened me last night. I think he's going to. The front door explodes inward. Mills didn't wait. He kicked it in. Rachel screams. Drops the phone. Runs. Odin doesn't run. He lunges. 85 pounds of trained protection dog hits Mills' center mass. They go down hard, Mills shouting, Odin's jaws clamping onto his forearm. Not a bite to kill, a bite to control. To immobilize. Rachel scrambles for the back door, but Mills roars, throws Odin off. The dog hits the wall, yelps, but is back on his feet in seconds. Mills pulls a gun. Call him off or I shoot him. Rachel's voice cracks. Odin here. Now. Odin hesitates. Every instinct screaming to attack. But he obeys. Falls back to Rachel's side, lips curled, growling low. Mills aims the gun at her. The photos. Where are they? I don't. Don't lie to me. Faye hasn't gone to the DA yet. I still have time to bury this. Give me the files and I walk away. You and your brother live. Simple. Rachel's mind races. The cloud drive. Her phone. Her laptop, still on the Kitfay table. They're on my computer. Get it? She moves slowly, Odin glued to her side. She can feel his body vibrating with barely contained aggression. One word from her, and he'll attack. But the gun. She grabs the laptop. Here. Mills gestures with the gun. Open it. Delete everything. She opens it. Her hands shake so badly she can barely type. The cloud drive folder opens. 347 files. Delete them. She hovers over the button. In the distance, sirens wail. Mills's eyes flicker toward the sound. Just for a second. It's enough. Odin attack. Odin launches. Mills swings the gun, fires. The shot goes wild. Odin hits him like a freight train, jaws locking onto the wrist, holding the gun. Mills screams. The gun clatters to the floor. Rachel kicks it away, grabs it, hands shaking so violently she nearly drops it. Odin out. Out. Odin releases. Mills collapses, clutching his mangled wrist. Blood pours between his fingers. The sirens are louder now. Close. Rachel keeps the gun trained on Mills, phone pressed to her ear. Faye, he's here. Mills is here. I have him. Hold him. Police are 30 seconds out. Mills looks up at her, face twisted in pain and fury. You just signed your brother's death warrant. You think this ends with me? There are others. People with more power than you can imagine. Rachel's voice doesn't waver. Then we'll find them too. Odin stands between her and Mills, teeth bared, ready. The front door bursts open. Police flood in, weapons drawn. On the ground. Hands where we can see them. Mills is cuffed. Dragged out. Still screaming threats. Rachel collapses onto the couch, the gun slipping from her fingers. Odin is beside her instantly, licking her face, checking her for injuries. She buries her face in his fur. Good boy. Such a good boy. A paramedic checks them both. Odin has bruising but no serious injuries. Rachel is in shock but unharmed. Faye arrives 20 minutes later, face grim but relieved. You okay? I think so. Mills is going to jail. And with this, assaulting you, breaking and entering attempted murder, the DA will have to look at Carlton's case now. This changes everything. Rachel looks at Odin. His dark eyes are steady. Certain. He protected me, she whispers. That's what he was trained for. That's what Carlton taught him. Rachel's eyes fill with tears. He's still protecting him. Even now. He's still protecting Carlton. Faye's voice softens. That's loyalty. The kind that doesn't quit. The DA reopens Carlton's case within 48 hours. With Mills in custody and his files seized, the truth unravels quickly. Forged surveillance logs. Coerced witness testimony. Planted evidence. The conspiracy runs deeper than anyone imagined. 3 guards, a court clerk, and Mills all working together to cover up the murder Mills ordered. 2 weeks later, Rachel sits in a courtroom again. But this time, everything is different. Carlton stands before a different judge. His public defender has been replaced by a team of attorneys Faye connected him with. The prosecution looks uncomfortable. Cornered. The judge reviews the new evidence. Her face is unreadable. Finally, she speaks. In light of the newly discovered evidence, including documented evidence tampering, witness coercion, and prosecutorial misconduct, this court has no choice but to vacate Carlton Reynolds' conviction. Rachel's breath stops. Furthermore, all charges against Mr. Reynolds are hereby dismissed with prejudice. The defendant is free to go. The gavel falls. The courtroom erupts. Rachel is crying, shaking, laughing all at once. Carlton turns, finds her in the crowd. For the first time in 6 months, he smiles. A real smile. It takes 3 hours to process the release. Paperwork. Debriefings. Returning his personal effects. When Carlton finally walks out of Mountain View Detention Center, the sun is setting. Rachel is waiting at the gate. With Odin. The moment the dog sees him, he explodes into motion. No command. No leash. Just pure, unfiltered joy. He sprints across the parking lot, a black and tan blur, and launches himself at Carlton. 90 pounds of dog hits him full force, nearly knocking him over. Odin is everywhere at once, paws on Carlton's chest, tongue on his face, body wriggling with happiness so intense it's almost violent. Carlton drops to his knees, wraps his arms around the dog, and breaks. 6 months of held-together composure shatters. He buries his face in Odin's fur and sobs. Great, shaking sobs that come from somewhere deep and wounded. Odin doesn't pull away. He presses closer, as if he can absorb the pain. As if proximity alone can heal what's broken. I'm sorry, Carlton gasps. I'm so sorry, boy. I'm so sorry. Odin licks his face. His ears. His hands. Over and over. You're here. You're here. You're here. Rachel watches from a distance, tears streaming down her face. She knows this moment isn't hers. It belongs to them. After a long time, Carlton stands. Odin doesn't leave his side. Won't leave his side. His body is pressed against Carlton's leg, as if making sure he's real. Carlton looks at Rachel. Thank you. For everything. She shakes her head. It wasn't me. It was him. He never stopped believing in you. Carlton looks down at Odin. You waited for me. Odin's tail wags so hard his entire back end moves. Loyal to the end, Carlton whispers. Just like I trained you. Rachel steps forward. Come on. Let's go home. Where's home? My place. For now. Until you figure out what's next. Carlton nods. Follows her to the car. Odin doesn't leave his side for a second. In the back seat, Odin finally settles. His head rests on Carlton's lap. His eyes close. And for the first time in 6 months, he sleeps without waiting. Because the waiting is over. The first week is hard. Carlton moves through Rachel's house like a ghost. He can't sleep. Can't sit still. The walls feel too close. The silence too loud. 6 months in a cell rewires a person. Freedom feels like exposure. But Odin is always there. When Carlton wakes at 3 a.m., heart racing, Odin is beside the bed. When he stares out the window for hours, Odin sits with him. When panic rises and the room feels too small, Odin leads him outside into open air. He's doing your job, Rachel says gently one morning. Carlton looks at her. What job? Taking care of you. The way you took care of him. Carlton's jaw tightens. I failed him. I got arrested. I left him. And he waited. And when you needed him most, he fought for you. That's not failure, Carlton. That's partnership. Carlton looks down at Odin. The dog's eyes are steady. Patient. I don't know what to do now, Carlton admits quietly. I can't go back to corrections. My career is over. My reputation. Your reputation is that of a man who was framed by a corrupt system and survived. That's not nothing. It's not enough either. Rachel sits beside him. So what do you want? Carlton is quiet for a long time. Then, I want to help people who can't help themselves. People the system failed. Like it almost failed me. Then do that. How? However you want. You've got skills, Carlton. You know how the system works and how it breaks. Use that. Something shifts in Carlton-esque expression. Not hope. Not yet. But possibility. I need to talk to Faye. Detective Claire Faye meets Carlton at a coffee shop downtown. She looks tired. The investigation into Mills and his co-conspirators has consumed her life for months. But when she sees Carlton walk in, free, whole, alive, she smiles. You look good. I look like hell, Carlton says, but there's warmth in it. But I'm alive. Thanks to you. Thank your sister. And that dog. They did the heavy lifting. They sit. Odin lies at Carlton's feet, ever watchful. I want to help, Carlton says. Other cases like mine. People who got railroaded. I know how the system works. I know what to look for. Faye studies him. You want to be a private investigator? More than that. I want to work with attorneys. Innocence projects. People fighting wrongful convictions. I've been on both sides now, as a warden and as an inmate. I know what it looks like when something's wrong. Faye nods slowly. I might know some people. Defense attorneys who handle appeals. They could use someone with your background. Set up a meeting. Carlton, are you sure about this? It's going to bring everything back. The trial. The case. People are going to ask questions. Let them ask. I'm done hiding from what happened. If I can use it to help someone else, then maybe it meant something. Faye extends her hand. Then let's get started. They shake. Odin's tail thumps against the floor. Within a month, Carlton has a new purpose. He partners with the Innocence Alliance, a nonprofit that investigates wrongful convictions. His background, both as a corrections officer and as someone who survived the system's failure, makes him invaluable. He reviews case files, interviews inmates, identifies patterns of corruption, coercion, and misconduct. And when he finds something, he doesn't let go. Odin goes with him everywhere. To prisons, to courthouses, to meetings with attorneys and families desperate for hope. The dog's presence changes things. Inmates trust Carlton more with Odin beside him. Attorneys listen harder. There's something about the partnership, the visible loyalty between man and dog, that reminds people what integrity looks like. They worked their first case together in February. A man named Jerome Washington, serving life for a murder he swears he didn't commit. The evidence is thin. The witness is questionable. The timeline doesn't add up. Carlton spends 3 weeks digging, interviewing, cross-referencing surveillance footage with witness statements. He finds the crack. A detective who falsified reports. A witness who was threatened into testimony. Security footage that was lost, but exists in a backup server. Faye helps him build the case. The Innocence Alliance takes it to court. 6 months later, Jerome Washington walks free. Carlton is there when it happens. So is Odin. Jerome kneels, hugs the dog, cries into his fur the way Carlton did. Thank you, he whispers. Thank you for not giving up. Carlton's voice is steady. We don't give up. Not on anyone. It's the first of many. 2 years pass. Carlton and Odin become known in legal circles. The warden and his dog. The team that won't quit. They've helped exonerate 7 people. Reopened 14 cases. Brought attention to systemic failures that cost lives and futures. Carlton speaks at conferences. Trains other investigators. Writes about his experience, both as a warden and as someone the system nearly destroyed. Odin is always beside him. Older now. Graying around the muzzle. But still sharp. Still focused. One evening, Carlton sits on Rachel's porch. He's finally moved into his own place, but he visits often. Odin lies at his feet, chin resting on Carlton's boot. Rachel joins him with 2 beers. How's the Washington case going? Appeals court agreed to hear it. Should have a decision in a few months. That's 8 people, Carlton. 8 lives you've changed. 9, he says quietly. If you count mine. Rachel smiles. You did that yourself. No. Carlton looks down at Odin. He did. When everyone else gave up, when I gave up, he didn't. He waited. He believed. And when Rachel needed protection, he fought. That dog saved my life in more ways than one. Odin's tail thumps lazily against the porch. He's slowing down, Rachel observes gently. Carlton nods. He's noticed. The way Odin takes stairs more carefully now. The way he sleeps deeper. Longer. He's earned it. Whatever time he has left, he's earned every second of rest. What will you do when? Rachel stops. Can't finish the sentence. Carlton's hand settles on Odin's head. I'll keep going. Because that's what he taught me. Loyalty doesn't quit. Not when it matters. Not ever. They sit in comfortable silence as the sun sets. Man, woman, dog. A family forged in crisis and tempered by loyalty. 3 months later, Carlton receives a package. No return address. Just his name and a brief note inside. You left this behind. Thought you might want it back. Admin Mountain View. Inside is his warden's badge. The one he wore for 23 years. The one they took when he was arrested. The one he thought he'd never see again. Carlton holds it, fingers tracing the worn metal. It's heavier than he remembers. Or maybe he's just feeling the weight differently now. Odin approaches, nose lifting toward the badge. He sniffs it once. Twice. Then does something unexpected. He takes it gently in his mouth, the way he's been trained to carry evidence, to retrieve objects without damaging them, and walks toward Carlton's desk. He places it carefully on the surface. Sits. Looks at Carlton. This is yours. This is who you are. Carlton's throat tightens. I'm not that person anymore, boy. Odin doesn't move. His gaze is steady. Certain. You're exactly that person. You never stop being that person. Carlton picks up the badge. Studies it. And for the first time, he doesn't see it as a symbol of what he lost. He sees it as a reminder of what he found. Integrity. Purpose. The courage to keep going when everything falls apart. He sets it on his desk. Not hidden away. Not discarded. Present. Visible. Honored. Okay, he whispers. Okay, boy. Odin's tail wags. That night, Carlton dreams. Not of the trial. Not of the cell. Not of the verdict that nearly destroyed him. He dreams of a courtroom, but this time he's standing in the gallery, watching as a judge declares another person free. Watching as a family reunites. Watching as justice, delayed but not denied, finally arrives. And in the dream, Odin sits beside him. Silent. Steady. Loyal. The way he's always been. The way he'll always be. When Carlton wakes, the first light of dawn is filtering through the window. Odin is stretched out beside the bed, sleeping peacefully. Carlton's hand drops down, fingers tangling in soft fur. Thank you, he whispers. For everything. For never giving up. For believing when no one else did. Odin's ear twitches. His breathing stays slow. Deep. Content. Carlton rises. Starts the coffee. Begins preparing for the day's work, a new case file waiting on his desk. A man in Ohio who's been in prison for 19 years for a crime the evidence says he couldn't have committed. Odin joins him in the cafe, stretching, yawning. Ready to work. Carlton clips on his vest, the one that identifies him as a working K9. The one that says he has purpose. Mission. Value. Ready, boy? Odin's tail wags. They walk out together into the morning light. Man and dog. Warden and partner. Survivor and savior. Two souls bound by a loyalty that wouldn't break. A faith that wouldn't die. A belief that justice, real justice, is worth fighting for. Even when the world says you're guilty. Even when the system fails. Even when hope seems impossible. Some bonds can't be broken. Some loyalties don't end. And some dogs don't just protect their partners. They save them. Because loyalty isn't just about standing beside someone when they're right. It's about standing beside them when the whole world says they're wrong. And believing in them anyway. Even when they stop believing in themselves. That's what Odin did. That's what love looks like. That's what never giving up means.